Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing, coming to you with another tutorial. Today I'm doing the first ephemera video for what I'm calling, I'm not sure what I'm going to call it. It's a winter journal basically. It's got some Christmas tones and things in it and representations, but it's mostly winter. Not sure exactly what I'm going to call it, but that's what we're working with. So I'm working with a kit from Kleeblatt, I think is how you say her her name. I do apologize if that's incorrect. Everything will be linked below. All of the digitals that I'll be working with in this project will always be linked. If I find new digitals as I move along, I will be sure to add those to the supply list on the very next video. So what we're going to do today is we're going to make a full page pocket, which is what you see here. Sorry, let me remove this so I can show you and get rid of this stuff in the middle here. Okay, so we've got, this is our full page. Okay, so it measures, I think I cut this down to 8 inches. I'm too close here, hang on. To 8 inches from top to bottom, cut a notch. I went ahead and made a pocket and I cut a circle out of it so that we have a little bit of a window. And then we've got this darling little girl, little wintry girl that's going to go in, that she goes in this pocket. So this is my prototype. So she's going to stick right in there. And then I created another piece of ephemera, just a little journal card here that will slide in behind that. And then this is a large journal card that will go in this, as this will be a pocket, a very tall pocket on one of the journal pages. This will probably be only a 2 signature journal, but we're going to have a blast with it. So I love these images so much. Like, look at that. It's just absolutely gorgeous. So up my alley. So up my alley. So again, that's our prototype. So we're going to do a couple of variations. So we're going to do 2 on camera, and one, this is the more complex one. So we'll start with this one, but we're going to make, this one has a pocket, but it's also going to be a flip down journaling space, and it's going to have a hidden window on the other side of this. And that's going to, well, maybe we'll start with that one first. Sorry for waffling here. So I've got some measurements here just so that I can reference them for you in case you are curious. Everything is cut down to size. I will still be rounding the edges and inking and those kinds of things on camera. I've got a couple of, I just used some packaging. I got this beautiful vintage stuff from Vanessa over at Clemens Crafts, and I thought I would just go ahead and use the plastic that some of that stuff came in. So I've got a few pieces of that laying there. I've cut some whale tail tabs out of my dies, or using my dies rather, for journal card toppers and tag toppers and such. So, and we'll decide as we go which ones we want to be a journal card and which ones we want to be more like a tag. So this is our card or tag that's going to go in the front pocket. And then this is the one that's going to go in the back. So we'll come back to these because they are much more simple. So my idea here, and I did cut this one and ink it up just because I needed to play around with measurements and this other variation before I turned the camera on. Let me just ink this really quick though. I didn't. So I had a subscriber suggest that when I always get this white edge when I flip my paper over and print a coffee dye digital on the back. And so I started thinking really hard about how to turn my paper the right way so that I would not have that. And I've been successful, but I tend to print pretty fast and I don't always remember to do that. So I'm working on it. But it's not a big deal. I just ink it up. It's not like it's that super obvious or ugly. So this is our base, but look at that image. Isn't that just dreamy? The talent is just, it just is amazing. So this one, we're going to go ahead and we're going to glue this pocket down right here. Oh, I wonder if we want to put a tie on that. I hadn't thought about that until right now. Pausing there with that thought. We're going to cut our circle out of the back part of this. So it's going to be a hidden specimen window kind of thing. So let me grab my, this is the winter, I ordered this from My Scrap Cabin. It's all the winter colors, a bunch of winter colors that I'll be using in this journal. So let's go ahead and look at this and see. I'm not sure there's one in here that's going to fit what I want here. just turn it over and make sure. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything that's striking me in that pack. So give me just a quick second. I'm going to pull my drawer down of other ones. I also ordered more from her. So I've got this one, which is a little bit too purplish. So I don't think that's going to work either. So I need more of a red. So give me just a second to sort this out. Hopefully I'll have a color that I'll be happy with. They all tend to be more pinky in tone, so I think I'm going to go with a beige instead, just because I'm not feeling that, or just a cream color, like maybe this. Yeah, let's just do that. So let me just stick this drawer back in. All of my lace and stuff, seam binding, all sits behind me in my Calyx unit right there, so I just can turn and get whatever I want. So I think I want to put a closure on here to make it stay shut. So the first thing that we're going to do, again, already rounded the corners on this. I'm loving the rounded corners right now. I didn't round this, so let me do that really quick. Hopefully I can do that without too much difficulty. So give me a second. Yeah, no sweat. Just ink that up a little bit. And so, but before we glue it down, we've got to cut our circle out. So I am thinking I'm just going to go ahead and put her in the middle. So I'm just going to center this here, and I'm going to get a little bit of washi here. I've got my die cut machine right there. I'm not going to pull it into camera because the cord is not long enough. And my washi tape is too sticky, so I'm just tapping it off on my, this is really, I think if I go down a little bit more, I don't want it too narrow up here at this top area, so I'm just kind of doing that. I thought I made a mark for the center, but maybe I was dreaming again. That happens periodically. So I'm just going to stick that on there, and I'm just going to turn here to my machine. You're not going to be able to see this, but I'm just going to go ahead and cut that out. So again, I only want to cut the back. I don't want to cut the front. So that's why I'm doing that. So let me just slide this through and I'll be right back. Okay, easy peasy. So I'm just going to gently pull that off. They still get stuck, even though I do kind of try to get the sticky off on my clothes, but it can be a problem. Okay, so we've got that, and then we want to, again, before we glue it down, we want to get our window in here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this other piece of this. Oh, that's that was a folded one. That's not going to work. I don't want to fold. Oh, there's one. There's one. So I do need to trim this down though, because I don't want it to impinge on this. So I'm just going to grab my scissors and just, I've got to have to estimate a little bit though, aren't I? I wonder if I can make a mark on this just to have a cut line here. Yeah. Oh, that was on my paper. Goodness gracious, Cara-Renee. That was not on the whatever, this cellophane. It's tricky. Let's see if we can maybe mar it a little bit. If not, cut it. Yeah, I just kind of bent it there. Doesn't have to be precise. You just want it to cover the window. And I don't care if it's a little bit wrinkly. It's not going to be a big deal. If I have any that sticks out, it's going to stick out at the top, and I can trim that off. So let's go ahead and just put some glue around the circle. Well, kind of in a square. So I'm just going to kind of go like this all the way down here. And I'm going to turn it just for my own ease and just run a bead of glue. You don't want it to get it too close to the window, because it will ooze into the cellophane and then it causes a problem, and it's not very pretty. If we need more glue onto the right or left side, we can get that here in a second. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue in here. Again, not much, because we don't want it to ooze out. So I'm being kind of lenient there. And I've got some glue on there. Let me see if I can wipe that off. And let's go ahead and set that on there. I do want it to go up more than be at that fold, so I'm just going to scooch it up there. Okay, just like that. Uh-oh, I just did that backwards. Doggone it. That means I'm going to have to turn this around. Ugh. Okay, let's start over. That's not what I meant to do. No big deal. Let me grab, let me toss that in the garbage and grab a paper towel so that I can get this glue off of here. That was silly. Not a big deal. I'll just, I'll put some, I'll put a piece of parchment when we get going on this so that it doesn't, nothing sticks to that. We want the cellophane to go on this side, not that side. That was kind of crazy. So let's see if I can cut this one down. It's got a little bit of folds and stuff in it too, messiness, but I'm not worried about it. Just using the junk, you guys. Okay, so we've got another piece. So it's gonna go on this side. Yeah. That's okay. We'll try again. When at first you don't succeed, try again. Again, not going too close to the hole. So guys, it's always fixable. Nothing to be concerned about at all. So I'm gonna just give that a press there, and I'm gonna trim off it. I can see I've got some hanging over there. You can see that little edge, so we're going to take care of that right now. Just snip that off, easy peasy. And then we're going to go ahead and snip this off as well. I'm going to turn it over so I have the, oh, I want this edge actually, where I have the paper edge on top. I'm just going to trim that down as well. Okay, there we go. So now we're in the right place because we want it to go like that, okay? So that our card with our little image is going to be behind there. So now we are good to go ahead and put this down. Now, like I said, I want to make sure that I don't get that stuck on anything. So I'm going to grab a piece of parchment here in my drawer. I just keep recycling these. Most of them are cut in. Well, I guess where's my cut pieces? This one's huge. I'm going to go ahead and just trim it down here. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. It's all right. So then you just can kind of stick this in that area so that you don't get anything sticking to anything you don't want to. So we'll set that right there while we do some gluing. It needs to be smaller though, so I can still glue that pocket shut and then glue it onto the page. So yeah, like that. So we're going to go ahead and glue the sides shut here. So we're going to use my Barely Arts glue. You can use art glitter glue or whatever is your preference. I don't need to put any glue on just put my finger in that, any glue on the bottom. I'm just going to fold that down so it's going to be fine. And actually, let's take that out for the moment. We can stick it back in here in a second. I'm just not going to press on that area to make sure I don't get any stickage where I don't want it. So that is our little, oh no, this is a flip down. Oh my goodness. For Pete and Helen's sake. Oh, so I didn't do a prototype with this. I just was doing it. So yeah, we are just gangbusters here. So that's going to actually stay open because it is a nope, this is a flip down writing space. Goodness. Okay. Whew. Oh, now we need a bigger piece of parchment because I definitely don't want that being a problem. So let me just cut one more piece here. For heaven's sake. So please laugh with me. I don't want to laugh alone. Okay, it happens, you know, it happens. I sat here and I've been working on putting this together and getting all my pieces cut for about an hour or so. So, yeah, clearly was not ready to turn the camera on. So we're going to go ahead and fold this up for now because what we want to do is put a piece of string on the back. Oh no, that won't work either because it's going to go through the window. So let's think about this. Let's slow down and breathe. Breathe, Cara-Renee. Breathe, Cara-Renee. Yeah, that's not going to work. The only way it's going to work is if I think what we'll do instead is we'll do some Velcro dots, which is just as good. So let me just grab those out of my drawer. It just wasn't what I thought. I was so genius to think I could just tie it off, but we will improvise. I'm just going to set that right there for now while we work with this. So again, this is going to glue here to the bottom of this page. Looks like it's a little bit big. What did you do, Cara-Renee? What did you do? Nope, it looks like it's going to be okay. I'm not going to fret about it. So this behind here, oh, we're sticking. This behind here is the pocket, so we want to make sure that we only put glue on the 3 sides. So I'm going to turn this over, and we're going to put glue here, here, and here. And if you're not already super confused, you know, keep watching. Keep watching, because you very well could be by the time I'm done. I'm just playing, you guys. I was having a dream about different ways. I love finding ways to create a lot of places for journaling spots, and so I think this will definitely fit the bill. So we're going to go ahead and glue this down right there, okay? And I'm going to fudge it a little bit because we are a little bit wide. I'm not sure why. And I'm just going to I Spy the bottom to make sure that we're even there. I'm not going to worry about that at all. So now our pocket is in place, okay? This is going to stay open for the moment, so I think we're going to be okay with that glue for now. So where's our girl that's going to go in the little pocket? Where did you go, little girl? There she is. So I've just got this journal card. I'm just going to ink her up and put a whale tail tab on the top. All of the other embellishing, like putting some little words and stuff on it, will happen off camera, but you'll be able to see those in the photos at the end of the video if you keep on watching. I love it when I work with blue because the brown and the blue is just so rich together. It's a great look. And again, I'm using my whale tail dies to do these little toppers. Really, really cool. So I'm just going to glue that on the top of this card. Actually, let's see, let's slide her in. So she's going to slide in like that. Okay, just beautiful. Look at that. And we've got a little bit sticking up, which is okay, because I forgot about that. What I was going to lose there on the bottom. In fact, I think I'm going to trim off just a smidge, just a hair's breadth off the bottom. I don't want too much of the top to be hanging out. So we'll go ahead and glue this whale tail tab on. So we went up to my son's, I had mentioned in an earlier video, and to celebrate Christmas with him and his family. And oh my goodness, it was such a long drive. My husband and I are not, unless it's like a vacation, we don't drive at night, and we don't drive really very far. Like, we're homebody people, and we didn't get home till after 11, and that's so way past our time of being settled in at home and ready to rest. So it was crazy, but it was a good time. So I'm not liking that. I'm seeing that. Let me pull that up a little bit, just so that we don't have, hopefully we can not have that showing in the window. Yeah, like that. Okay. So there's our girl. She's in the middle. And then we have another image to go inside of here, and that should fit just fine. So let's see, do we want, I think I'm going to go ahead and round everything. I'm really, really gravitating towards that recently. So let's go ahead and round these edges and ink her up. I'm going to ink this up and ink up the whale tail tab, get it sewn on, and I'll be right back. So I'm just going to slide that in, make sure she fits. She's really big. She's really big for this, but I think it's going to be okay. She's a little overwhelming She's a little overwhelming with this girl, but we're going to go ahead and go with it because that's what I cut. But she's fitting in there just fine. And probably with this, I'm going to have to do something to get rid of that. I've got like a glue pickup eraser. Let me see if I got it right here and see if we can play with it together. If I can get this to come out. I just really want to be gentle because I don't want to, it's a gum eraser. I mean, not a gum eraser, a cement pickup. But this will help get some of that glue off. It feels like it's okay. We're just gonna pretend that we meant to do that, and I'm just gonna get some ink on it and just pretend again that that was intentional. It was not intentional though. There we go. It's okay. Nobody's gonna know unless you tell them. So I feel like this is so big though. You know what? I'm gonna cut her down a little bit because I feel like she's a little overwhelming. So I'm going to just cut off about 1 inch off the bottom and then re-round the bottom corners here. And as you can probably notice, I'm not worrying about even if I even cut that straight. It's not that big of a deal. At least in my book, it's not. So, and then I printed this beautiful image on the back. Oh, love it. So we're going to slide that in there. Okay. Boom. Okay, I like how her eyes are, I always love it when their eyes are peeking out. So I'm going to leave her kind of loose though, maybe not even in it because I don't want her to get stuck. So let's glue the tab on here. I feel like I'm on a little bit of a roll. I just can't seem to find enough time to do all the ideas that I have right now. I'm very inspired. So, feels really good. Okay, there we go. So we're just going to set her right there for now. And then I'll do something on the front of this as well. But, oh, I love how she's peeking out. Oh, she's going to peek out of both places, which is really cool. Oh my goodness, that's lovely. And then I will be putting a eyelet and seam binding through those, through the holes on our different bits on this one and this one. So now that is it for this one. We're going to put the Velcro dots on, and then let me ink this one up as well just to get it completed, and then we will move on to the last one. So let me round these up. Okay, just finishing off this one, and I'm going to pull down the next project. It's slightly different, a little bit of an added element that I decided to do. So let's put the Velcro on here, which means our girl is probably a little bit wide. That's a problem. Okay. Oh, this is a problem. Oh no, it's not going to affect it because she's going to be inside the pocket. Sorry about that, guys. So I can put some Velcro. I'm going to put 2 on each side. Maybe we'll do halvesies. I'll probably need to do a whole one. So, or actually, I think I'll just put it here at the top corner and just try to butt it up as best I can to the edge so it's not taking up too much space there. And then I put the soft part down right there. And then when I close this, my top and bottom will match. So you guys probably know that trick though. Not probably telling you anything new. So that's going to close like that. I'm going to give that a press. Okay. And then this girl is going to fit in here when everything is dry. And then this is our extra journaling card that's going to go in the back because this will be glued down as a pocket. So that is number 2. So let's get the third one. Where'd she go? Where'd number 3 go? Hold the fort. There she is. Under all the stuff over to the left there, or right there. Okay. So this is very, very similar, but it has an extra bit, a couple of different elements. So so the first thing that we're going to do is similar to the last one, and since we've already done it twice, I'm going to go ahead and round this off, ink it up. This is the card for the back that's going to go in the pocket, and I'm going to glue everything together, and then we'll come back and I'll show you the things that are new on this one that we didn't do on the last one. Okay, I'm just gluing this whale tail tab on here, and then we will show you what else we're doing with this unique project. I'm just going to glue this on right here. I just decided to make a tag shape out of this one. It's a little bit short, so I'm hoping that the tab will help it to stick up behind. You can see this is just, oh, it's perfect. Look at that, it's perfect. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside. So this one is going to also be a flip down, similar to the other one, except we're going to come up mid-page and we're going to create a belly band going this way. So so often when you have a belly band going this way, things can slip out the bottom. So I'm going to put a whale tail tab down here that's going to be a stopper for the whatever's going to go in that spot. So similarly, we're going to go ahead and cut this. I'm going to cut this one off to this. Oh, it doesn't matter because this is not the front. So yay, I can just put it in the middle. I was overthinking that. Let me I can ink that up when I'm done. So let me go ahead and just turn to my die cut machine here, and I will be right back. Okay, here we go. Don't need the machine anymore. So, and I do save all these squares, and we'll do something with them. Maybe we'll do some clusters or something on the other side of that. Okay. So now that, again, that is our back, because I want this to come up, be in the front. So it's going to be similar to what we just did. That window is a little bit crooked, but I'm not going to worry about it. It's just kind of a surprise place to see that little girl through the window. So I thought, why not? Let's do something different. That's not the only thing that's different. Just catch up with you here in a second. So I'm inking this side because that's what's going to show around the window. So basically what happens is this is going to also flip down, and so this will also be a writing space, which is really cool. Actually, this can actually be a writing space too. So this time I'm not gonna round those off, but I am going to put a little bit of a divot in this one, not very much, and I'm just aiming for center here as best I can. Again, perfection is not at play in the studio, so let me just ink this up. So I've decided that I don't really like winging it on camera because I feel like I get really chaotic, and I don't want to present that kind of stuff to you. Not that I'm like having to go here and there and figure out what I want to do, but just the cutting and it just doesn't feel great to me. So before we glue this on, though, we do want to get our little piece of plastic, and again, we're not going to make the mistake of putting this on the plastic on this side. We're going to turn this over, and let me see if I've got another piece here that's whole. I don't know that I do. That other one's creased. So, what did I do with all the rest of it? Oh, there it is. There it is. We've got plenty here. So let me just cut another piece. Ouch, I just cut myself. Scissors are not meant for cutting fingers. Okay, hopefully that's big enough. I'm not really thinking very well here, so that we want that to go on there. And again, if it goes over the edge, I can trim that off. So I'm going to butt it up against this edge rather than this top edge. So I'm just going to put some glue around. It doesn't take a lot to secure it, so I'm not super concerned about that. And then we're going to go here. Okay. Put our little plastic on here. And again, I want it to make sure that it's clearing that. I mean, I can trim it off both edges, I guess, because I can fold it. But let's take a look. It's a little bit more wrinkled than the other pieces, but we don't have any overhang, so that's awesome. Okay, so now that is ready. I get so turned around. So that is that. So let's go ahead and glue this down. So I want it, so the reason why I decided to bring it up is because I want to see this. I don't want to cover it up, but I also want to see this interesting mixed media stuff. Look at that. Isn't that so cool? That's what draws me to this kind of artwork. So I'm going to kind of put it, I put a pencil mark right here so I kind of can tell where I want to line it up. So this one is not going to get glued on, oh, you know what? It's going to have to get glued on the bottom, because otherwise our girl will fall through. No, she won't. We will solve that. We will solve that. Maybe we need to solve that first though. So this is our girl. So let me just back up here a second and slow down. So this is our girl. I did not cut her down yet because I wanted you to see how I kind of evaluate that. So, oh, that's perfect right there. So I'm going to just put that there and hold it. Okay, and I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to raise that up. I don't like that white bit. I didn't turn my paper correctly, so I'm still getting that white line. And I'm just going to put a pencil mark there. I'm just going to I Spy this and cut that, trim that bottom off. Okay. Oh, I just did that wrong, didn't I? Me, oh my. No, I didn't. So now I can go ahead and trim that off as well. Okay. And so I'm going to ink her up. I'm not going to round it. I'm just going to keep her square. But again, I just love the brown, this vintage photo with the, I didn't catch all that white, but that's okay. With the blues, I just adore it. So pretty. Okay, so that's going to go in there. So we need to put our little whale tail tab on her, top of her. And then we're going to use another one. Hopefully I have another one sitting here. Or I may have to quickly cut a new one. I've used them all. And we can make a stopper for her as well as a stopper for farther down in this whole process. So I think I'm going to just place this in where my pencil line is. So I'm just going to kind of, actually I think I will clip it here just so it doesn't move. Like so. And then what I mean by the stopper is you can kind of put this under here, okay, like that, and make it so that nothing will fall out of there. So I'm going to bring it down here. Okay, but that's going to stop everything from going through. Ugh, 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 ugh. That's not what I had in mind. Let me pause here a second, guys. Think about this. So if we put this, I know what we'll do. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put, this is not the one I want to use though. Let me see if I've got another one here. I don't. I used them all. So I'm just going to grab my sidekick here and just cut another whale tail tab here, just on camera. No big deal. No sweat. And I just saw a piece of paper. I'll just use this one that we had cut that square out of. Let me get that tape off though. I don't want that to show if I happen to do this there. So I'm just going to put this on my plate, and I'm going to grab, I already put them away. There they are. So I'm going to grab this size of my whale tail dies. I'm just going to cut one real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, so here's an extra one. Let me ink it up. I absolutely love these dies, you guys. I got them from an Etsy shop. I've linked it in other videos. I will try to remember to link it here today as well. So my thought was I could actually glue this going to work. Okay, so this is going to go in here. It's going to go behind that. So I need to be able to control the bottom here. So let me see if I can find the center-ish. And thank you for allowing me to just kind of problem solve this on camera. I don't normally like to do this, but we're going to do it today. So I'm going to just fold that over, and then I'm thinking about how I can make this whale tail tab hold that. I have an idea. Okay, so it's going to go on the back of this. This is going to go on the back of this, like right here, like that. So let's pretend that that's happening and that it's not going to encumber. Yeah, we're just going to go for it. If we are not able to do the belly band, we're not able to do the belly band, and we can try that another time. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue right here on this edge. And hopefully I'm going to remember what I just said, because this is really hard. Okay, so I'm just going to try to center that there on this back side. Oh, it's not centered at this point in time. That looks to be pretty good. I'm just bringing it down a little bit. Okay, so so then when this is down, that's the wrong way, Cara-Renee. Ugh. Okay, this is a lot harder than it looks. Okay, so I'm just gonna go there. Because basically is all I need is something right here just to hold that. Okay, so let's just cut this one in half. Okay, and I'm going to try this again. So basically I just need something to hold this in place so that when I slide this card in the back, it's not going to slide down past this point. So that was what I was thinking, and I didn't completely think it through. So if I go like that, but I only glue just a smidge of that, I think we'll be fine. So I'm going to run a bead of glue like right here. Okay. I know this is really confusing, you guys, and I apologize. Okay, so then, and everything's flippy floppy too, so it's hard to think about. So I'm going to just attach that right there, and I'm just going to move it over and try to center it as best I can. Okay, so now when she goes in, there's got to be a better way to do this. So if she goes in, she's going to catch on this right here. Okay, that's the thought. She's going to catch right there, and she's not going to go anywhere, except she has to, it actually has to stay on there though. Now that I know what I'm doing, I can put a little bit more glue and have that be secure. So let me do that really quick. I also don't do backwards and upside down very well, as I've mentioned before, so this is definitely tricking my brain. So I just want that to be right there. Okay, and I'm just trying to I Spy and get it as centered as possible in case it shows. Okay, like that. Just take a paper towel and wipe that just a bit, get that excess glue off. Okay, it's not even, but I don't know if we're even on this, to be honest, so I'm not concerned about that. It's going to be covered over. So now we should be able to stick this in here. She's going to show through the window like this, and she's going to catch right there so she doesn't fall through. We don't want her to fall through. So let me put this tab on the top of the journal card. I wouldn't blame you guys if you leave. This is a cluster. But you know what? It's just us being people, right? And I love that. I love that about this community. I love this about the people that come to my channel. And art is supposed to be fun and free. It's not supposed to be stressful. Okay? So that's there and is in place. So now we can go ahead and glue the two sides, because we again want this to be a belly band in the middle of this pocket. So I'm just going to run a bead of glue there and over here. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and stick it down, and we're going to use that pencil line that I mentioned before that's right there and line that up right there. Okay. Like that. Okay. I love this so much. That doesn't even actually have to be on there. Hold on, let me think about this. I don't need that to stick out, because it's for starters it's ugly and it's not necessary. So let me try that again. So I just need to apply some more glue because I pulled that up. The raw and the ugly. That's what we do, guys. It's just what it is. So we're going to go ahead and put that on right there where that pencil line is, as I mentioned several times now. And I'm just going to hold that. Okay. I'm just going to hold that a minute. Okay, so again, our card's going to slide in there. It's hopefully it's going to catch, and it's catching right there. I can feel that. So that's good. So that is there, but I'm going to take it out for now. The other thing we have is I thought this girl could go in here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to leave her square, just because when I cut that top off, I don't want this to look weird, so because it's not on the top, so I'm just going to do that. I'm sure I lost you a long time ago. So sorry. Oh, yikes. I can always ink the backs of those later. I do have an extra dark blue whale tail tab here that I think I'll use on the top of her, just to... Should we use that one instead? No, let's use the blue. I'm going to just go ahead and fold that. We are nearing the end, guys. I know this has been an interesting video, but it is what it is. I am what I am. I'm going to go ahead and glue that on the top as well. So just put a lot of glue there. And again, I like the Fabri-Tac because I can move this more than if I used a white glue. So I don't want it to stick too far down on her hat because I think it's really beautiful. I want to make sure that we see that. That's perfect. So that'll get an eyelet as well. So that's going to slide in here like so. What are you catching? What are you catching on? There you go. Come on through. There we go. So that's going to go there. And then our last thing, and then this is going to go here. Yep, and she's catching. Not great, but she's catching. Okay. Because the idea was I was going to put one here, but I think it's tight enough that things aren't going to fall out. So we're going to scratch the whole rest of having a stopper here. So the last thing we're going to do is I thought it would be fun to do a little bit of a fold out writing space that can just tuck inside this pocket. So I'm going to probably have to trim that down because I'm going to lose some of my landscape because of the glued edge. I forgot to account for that. So I'm just going to trim that side off. Okay, and this is just an external piece that can be taken out and written on. So I'm just going to ink it up really quick. Okay. So, and then I thought we would put a little tab on there just as a pull, just to have something. This would actually work in case we want to use that other tab for a stopper. So let me just trim that off. And so the idea is it's going to go in the envelope or in the pocket right here. Let me get this going the right way. It's going to go in like this. Okay, it's going to slide in this pocket right here, which is actually in front of the little girl. We'll do a little, oh, I didn't glue it yet. That's why. So it's going to sit there, but it's going to be able to be pulled out, which is really epic. So I'm going to put this little tab on here just as a pull, and that's going to be just fine. It's a little bit boring on this other side, but that's okay. Actually, I'm not going to use that one. I'm going to still use my whale tail tab here. This is this is the smallest size of the dies. I just love them. So we're going to go ahead and glue that on here so that we've got a little bit of a pull. Actually, I like that side better. Goodness gracious, Cara-Renee. You know, we like what we like. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that on. I may cut another whale tail tab and do a stopper, as I mentioned, but I'm not going to do that right now. Oh, is this going to really work though? Yeah, it is, because it's not on the fold. It's not on the fold, so let me show you what I mean. So this is going to fold up like that, and this is just going to stick in this pocket like that. And we've got all these cool little things sticking out. Don't you love that? I do. So that is it. I will embellish. I will put seam binding, eyelets, and all of that. But let me just review, since this was just a cluster and really confusing. So we took our journal, our page, our pocket rather. It's cut to fit on a journal page, which mine are generally 8 1/4 inches high. Page sizes, and so we just glued it on these two sides. We cut our window with the die, and then we put a stopper on the back side of this so that this little girl is going to catch on that stopper right there, and that's working out pretty darn good. Okay, and again, I don't think it's going to go anywhere, so even if it's not effective, I'm not worried about it. And then this little girl goes in there as well behind that girl, and as she is sliding through, the little one is sliding through as well. So that was not effective, but you know what, we never know until we try. So we're going to just let that stick up there. I may have to come up with a different solution, because that's going to drive me a little batty, but that's going to be that. And then this slides in here. I'll glue the sides of this shut, and then this is going to stick in there as an extra journaling spot. Can be taken out and written on both sides. So thank you guys so much for stopping by, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.